We have spawned on merry-go-round, ladies and gentlemen, and we have in the 6 o'clock position as the red Zerg player representing Team Liquid.net, currently one game down. It's Snute. And with the excellently timed bio ball attack in game number 1, disrupting the swarm host transition and comfortably stopping the Zerg in its tracks, ladies and gentlemen, also representing Team Liquid, it's Bunny. And the counterattack last game from Snute, it was dangerous, but it wasn't game-endingly dangerous. And that's obviously the big difference, because the bio ball from Bunny was game-endingly dangerous. He could have gone in and absolutely wiped out the rest of the Zerg. Unfortunately, the Roach task force, shall we say, that was sent towards the third base of Bunny, while it could do considerable damage, it could never break down, say, some Marines and 2 tanks. Not in the natural expansion anyway, and that's what won Bunny game number 1. We'll see what happens here in game 2. Got the barrack starting off, no gas yet. We'll see if that ends up getting taken early on here. Snute, in the meantime, is going to be opening up with the pool first on 15. Nothing too out of the ordinary just yet. And notice how there's no gas at the moment for Bunny. I mean, he could be taking a later gas, or he could just be going for a 1 Rax gasless expand. Here comes the drone scout into the main base. He's going to be really annoying and harass at the STV building the barracks there. And he will be able to get in and look for those gas timings. He wants to know if a Reaper is going to be coming out. And wow, he hasn't actually scouted it, so interesting. Perhaps from the timing of the barracks alone, but he could have gone barracks into gas. Like, that would have just been a build. But looks like that's not going to be a concern for the Zerg player at this moment in time. Just wanted to be as annoying as possible. And the 1 Rax gasless expand is indeed going to be happening. So we have the first Marine out now. He's going to be defending against potential overlords that are going to scout more than they are entitled to. In the meantime, of course, we have the hatch following the pool from Liquid Snute. Alright, the first couple lings are going to be popping out now as well. May want to be seeing a bunker at some point on the low ground, to be honest, if he doesn't want these lings to potentially disrupt the SCV building this command center. And I think Bunny just got the memo, so he's going to be putting that down. The timing on this bunker, though, might be slightly late because these lings are already most of the way towards his base. I don't think that bunker is going to complete by the time they get there. And, okay, it's not like this is game-ending or anything, but it's definitely going to be annoying for the Terran player. There we go. The bunker's only half complete. The first 4 lings are great for the command center. And then go, hang on a second, I can just pick off this SCV. Easy peasy. And look, command center, nothing building. Bunker, nothing building. The lings are actually going to be able to stop that from completing. Oh, and it gets doesn't get cancelled, rather. Those minerals aren't going to come back, and the lings potentially might come back for round 2 to try and pick off this SCV. It wouldn't surprise me. A second bunker is being built a lot closer to that command center now. And Snute has started this game incredibly well. So, Snute's actually not going to be going for the follow-up attack on that SCV. He instead is going to go straight into the Roach Warren. Are we going to see a big... Oh, could we be seeing just a Roach Baneling follow-up bust here? He's taken apart the first bunker. He knows that Bunny's really worried about his defense at his natural. This is a big ramp to have to deal with. Are we going to see Roach Bane? I wonder. Well, we've certainly got Hellions. That much is certain as the factory lands onto the reactor here in the Terran base. We've got the first 6 roaches coming out now. Do we have a Baneling nest? What is the gas situation for our Zerg player? We're going up to 100 now. Zergling speed is being produced. It looks like it might be roaches and lings. We'll keep an eye out for future developments, but he's definitely looking to do a lot of damage early on and prevent this natural expansion from mining in a happy manner. Because a happy natural expansion is a mining natural expansion, ladies and gentlemen. Decent creep spread. A lot of roaches coming out across the map now, and this Hellion's like, don't worry, guys, I got this. Don't even worry about it. Oh, hang on, I might not have... okay, well, that didn't work out too well. And we have this Hellion coming back. Oh wow, he spotted on the watchtower and actually manages to take it to half health as well. This is looking pretty dangerous here for our Team Liquid Terran. The Zerg player is moving out. There are only Marines in this bunker and 3 Hellions to try and stop this. And the Roaches are moving in now. We can see the SimCity against the bunker is doing its job. They're moving out, trying to just pick a couple of units off right now. Successfully taking apart a single Marine, got a single SCV, being very, very patient with this bust. Are we going to see Banelings? Doesn't look like it at this point. No Baneling nest has been put down. Snute isn't actually mining gas right now, so he's just going to be containing the Terran on one base, trying to stop as much mining as possible. Until the Banshee comes out, this is going to be so annoying, because the Hellions take forever to kill Roaches, guys, and the Marines, they want to be in the safety of the bunker. So these Roaches at the moment, they're doing a great job. 3 Roaches effectively shutting down mining off of one base for more than an in-game minute. But simultaneously, we have Hellions roasting drones over here. The number of kills they have between them is 8 so far. And they were mostly at the natural, leaving the work account 30-31 in favor of our Zerg player right now. Now we have the Hellions and the Marines trying to push these Roaches back. Will successfully do so. The game is going to normalize. This bunker, well, very well protected at the moment, possibly not needed in the immediate future, but now that the Banshee is out, let's see what Bunny can do. There is going to be Cloak, but Cloak is going to take a little while. He's going to get across the map comfortably before Cloak completes as well. And we did just see a supply drop, so it looks like in the midst of that defense, Bunny's just going to need a little bit of help on the macro front there. And there's the Banshee confirmation. We've got the Spore Crawlers incoming, 2, now 3 of them incoming for our Zerg player here. And at the natural expansion, as well as the other bases, the Queens are going to be gathering along with the rest of the Zerglings and the Roaches. But we're going straight to the third, and we have a Hellbat transition. The armory is already complete for our Terran player. Is Bunny going to be able to try and take a quick game number 2? The Banshee's actually coming to provide the maximum amount of DPS against this Zerg army, and the Medevac is healing the Hellbat that is in front, although he does decide to go off on his own a little bit, which I'm a little bit concerned about. He's turning around and trying to fight these Roaches. These Hellbats just soak up so much damage here. Is it going to be able to push through? I don't know. A Banshee is doing so much damage. It looks like the number of units is dwindling on both sides, and the Terran player is going to have to move back for a second. Bunny unable to break Snute with this push. But behind this, he is going for his third command center. He's deciding to make more Marauders and Hellions off the back of this, so can potentially go for a Marauder Hellbat follow-up push. He's got some units in that medevac, and he also has a double Banshee here, which looks like it's going to be used for just harassment for now. He's not bringing it with DPS for the army just yet. And look at this. What an environmentally responsible map we've got going on in Merry-Go-Round. Greenhouses, and we've also got those excellent solar panels as well. Very nicely played. And ooh, Queen actually getting hunted there. Needs to be a little bit careful. 3 more workers going down. 48-46 workers in favor of our Terran player right now. So Bunny doing all right. And this Roachling counter aggression is not going to be able to complete doing much as well. So, what is the news in Zerg? Let's take a look. The third base is still up and mining. It doesn't look like that push was able to do anything. 1-1's about halfway done. We've got Gleal Reconstitution on the way for the Roaches. The creep spread is looking pretty decent, actually moving out into the middle of the map already. Definitely can't complain. Spreading out in all directions as well, which I really like. Back in the Terran half of the map, we're just gearing up for the next massive macro round by the looks of things. Lots of reactors on these buildings, guys. 5 in total. Third base coming down now as well. We have +1 starting on 2 engineering bays. The armory is there at the moment for that Hellbat transformation, but you know what? It could be adding some armor or some attack into a potential siege tanks, for example, later on. Definitely a fan of those siege tanks is Bunny. We've also got double Widow Mine production on the way. So these reactors are going to allow Bunny's army supply to explode for a short while, potentially to time it out with a 1-1. But I want everyone to remember here that the 1-1 is still going to be significantly faster for our Zerg player, because it is about to finish now. And that's a pretty important point to note. This Banshee just about getting away once again. Wow, the Queen going all the way there to try and prevent it from killing off more workers. 55 workers for our Zerg player and 65 for the Terran. Says that actually, in a macro sense, Bunny's doing great right now. We have a bunch of roaches trying to do a bit of damage against the third base, but he's now on a ticking time bomb thanks to the presence of this Banshee. And a lot of this bio is going to be able to clean this up thanks to the 2 Banshees and the medevac constantly healing them as well. So Bunny is able to repel this attack. Snute is going to have to move out. He's at 118 versus 115 supply. And now we have 75 workers. So Snute, with a massive round of drones, gets up to where the Zerg really wants to be. 2-2 has started. More roaches are on their way. The creep spread is still excellent, although he hasn't spread it in a minute or two now. He's been focusing on his macro a lot. And now we've got a lot of bio incoming. We have 9 bio units plus a tank at once coming out from Bunny now, in addition to the double medevac. 3 more barracks are coming down for him as well, so he's really starting to crank up that Terran production machine. The vote, by the way, the poll is actually out in the chat now, so go ahead and vote who will win the NorCraft Cup. It's really cool that it's embedded in chat, actually. Snute or Bunny. You can select one of these players and hit vote. I'm really liking that feature on Hitbox. So let's see what the results of this poll are. Bunny is, of course, up 1-0 at the moment, but Snute, I mean, he's looking okay. He's not quite on the front foot yet in this game, but his creep spread is good. His army is good. He's going to have a lot of notice for any incoming attacks. And Bunny at the moment is limited to trying to destroy creep. So that's a pretty good sign for our Zerg player, that at least he's comfortable. And at the moment, we have 61.5% for Snute and 38.5% for Bunny, and this is despite Bunny being 1 game up. So, interesting results in the poll there. Snute having a lot of fans in the audience. Let's see how this progresses. I'd love for this series to go to a Game 5. We've already had 1 epic Game 5 today. I'd love to see a second one as well. And the medevac immediately spotting the location of this 4th base. That's going to be frustrating. And Snute deciding he doesn't want to cancel it, so what he's going to do is bring all of the army over there. And I don't think at the moment there's really much Bunny can do about it. There are Hydralisks here as well, so risking killing off that medevac. And don't forget, we have actually got the wall here. So while there are bits towards the end of the map, antimatter unleaded, 387.99 a liter. That's ridiculous. We have got this wall that prevents medevacs from going too far off the edge of the map. That looks like a scary ship right there. And it does mean that drops can potentially get picked off, if you remember correctly, Red Bull Bomber. So you need still to be a little bit careful, does Bunny. Doesn't want to accidentally lose any of those medevacs doing something like this. He's getting the sensor towers up, though. He's got a huge bio ball and a couple of tanks to just cement that splash damage, and he's trying to retake the center of the map right now. But the Swarm Host transition is complete. Is it going to be enough? A lot of roaches and Swarm Hosts coming in, and the Swarm Hosts actually need to move back. If this bio stims in and kills off these Hydras now, they can try and chase these Swarm Hosts. The Banshee knows exactly where they are. And once again, the Swarm Host transition not really working well for Snute. Being able to keep those Swarm Hosts alive for a little bit has actually cost him all of his Hydralisks, and that's a huge amount of his army. 195 to 181 supply. We have a little bit of a flank over here on the right-hand side, but nothing that's really going to trouble a Terran player. Bunny moving forward once again with a good bio ball here, and he's now almost on top of the Swarm Hosts. A couple of roaches stand between him and killing off every single Swarm Host here. He's on top of them. The number of Swarm Hosts plummeting. 10, 9 now left on the map. He's going to be lifting all of his units up into medevacs. He doesn't think this is a threat anymore, and he's moving into the main and natural base. Bunny with this great split-second decision making. Now he is where the hive is. He's got the Hydralist and he's got the infestation pit here. So much of the tech here is I mean, it's just so vulnerable, and there's nothing Snute can do about it. It's 110 army supply to 70, and I think this is going to be GG. I don't see how Snoot's coming back from this. I feel like this is just a 2-0 so far to Bunny. He's got some units out in the middle of the map. He's preventing reinforcements from coming out. That's great. But the main army is currently unstoppable. GG. And Liquid Bunny takes a 2-0 lead in the grand final best of 5. Those Swarm Hosts, unfortunately, not quite quick enough to prevent Bunny coming in with a surgical strike just before the Swarm Hosts get to a critical number, able to get in there and take them out. So Bunny now leads this series 2-0.